The O2 Indigo, joined by none other than Kieran and DT. Kieran, first and foremost, how are you feeling?
Feeling alright. Do you know what? I went in there with a lot of heart. I knew in my heart I wasn't really going to win because he had a lot more experience than me, he was stronger than me, and I knew that. But I went in there to defend my family, and I wanted to just give everything. And I had him rocked in a second, but I can't do much more. All I know now is I've got to go home, I've got to train, and I want to go again.
Do you know what? That actually takes a lot of courage to admit kind of where you're at and the fact that you went in there with a lot of heart and like in your heart you felt a certain way about it. I mean, obviously from an outsider's perspective, it's very clear that you did go in there with a lot of heart. Would you be up for a rematch?
Of course. When I took this fight, I was only training for 9 weeks leading into this fight. I had obviously quite bad fitness because I broke my leg through football. I wasn't fit enough to do boxing. I only got fit really about 2 weeks ago. I trained hard for it. I lost a lot of weight for it. But I think next time I'll be more ready, more prepared, and hopefully I can change it this time. But
how did it feel being in the ring for the first time? Obviously a first fight is really important. How did it feel for you?
do you know what? It actually felt like home being in there. A bit crazy in front of all the fans. I wasn't really used to that. But I rided it. I'm just gutted, man.
DT, how are you feeling about everything?
I'm good, I'm alright, I'm proud of him, man. It's my boy, man. Proud, I back him all day long. And we've had this discussion, if I could medically do it, I would. But it is what it is. So, we go again, Rants has got the belt. And you know what? The next event's not going to be until January time, 6 months.
Do you feel in 6 months Kieran will be ready to win?
He'll be a lot more prepared because we're going to get him a few amateur fights in there as well. There'll be more fights for him to lead him up to that one. We're not going to just train for 6 months and fight Rants. We're going to go and away from here. We're going to go and regroup. We're going to talk as a team and everything, and we're going to decide what the next path is. But this is just the beginning for him. So yeah, you ain't seen the last of him, that's for sure.
Well, that's good to hear. You know, it's good to hear that you're not put off by it in any way. And amateur fighting obviously will give you a lot of experience. But moving on from the fight itself, obviously there was a lot of long-standing beef between you guys. Where are we at with that all? Can we say that it's now squashed?
I don't think it will ever be squashed. Too much personal stuff was said on both sides.
On both sides, yeah.
On both sides, I admit. I've said things that I shouldn't have said. And I hope Rants can admit that he says things that he shouldn't have said.
But do you not feel that this fight was kind of the segue into squashing that beef?
Not really, no. Not really, because I think that if Kieran would have won the fight, then Rants would want a rematch. He wouldn't want to leave it like that, would he?
But then there's a difference, right? Because you've got the rematch and that's to do with boxing and whatever, and then you've got this like beef that's external to boxing. So
what's happening between me and him will stay between me and him. He ain't involved in it no more. Hopefully Rants gives him some respect.
well, I mean, we all saw after the fight, you know, he did give him a lot of respect. The two fighters actually gave each other a lot of respect, and I think that's the beauty of the sport, isn't it? Kind of bringing people together in that way.
That's the main objective of it. Like we were saying earlier on, there's too much going on in our society now with youngsters and knives and guns and all this kind of stuff. And we talk about, you know, youngsters doing the right thing. And if you do have a problem, do it the right way. And he's done it the right way. I'm proud, man. He's nearly 19 years old. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of 18-year-old boys that are running streets, selling drugs, stabbing people, in prison, dead. I got a boy that's, yeah, man, I'm fucking proud of him, man.
And he's brave enough to get into the ring, you know, and everyone who does that deserves respect. Kieran, but, you know, obviously well done, and like best of luck with all the amateur stuff, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you're seeing me again. No problem about that.
Thank you for both for your time.